Hello, testing. Let me just check one moment here. Give me like a few seconds, I'm gonna check the audio here. We should be fine. Right, okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. I think that should be it. Alright, well, hey YouTube. What am I saying, dude? Alright, never mind. What was I saying? Alright, there you go. Right, so back to streaming. There is some stuff that I do wanted to cover today. It is a bit. I'm not sure how long this stream is going to go on because I think Nina and she are doing like a collab thing, and I wouldn't mind checking that out. Also, I think Tanya's doing like Elden Ring, which I might tune in just for a bit because I've definitely seen a lot of it. I mean, props to those who are playing. Hope they have fun. But there's just so much all over. But I digress. I actually do want to talk about this stuff, some news, and of course there's the different anime episodes that I usually bring up. I did want to talk about Shenmue because the more recent episode was actually pretty solid, and also kind of relates to a topic that I'll bring up in a bit. What else we got? I don't think I talked about recently, but there was also the new episode of, here we go, Attack on Titan that aired recently. Let me open that, all of that ready. What else? There you go. World's End Harem, and of course, there's one more. I already put it there. There you go. Alright, so all of those ready. But one of the first things I actually wanted to start off with is talking about J.K. Rowling, because apparently, actually I ended up seeing this on my feed, specifically with like Vaush. And if you guys, or if you happen to be tuning in, again, if there's anything you want me to talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments. But I have brought up Vaush in the past. Him, Vaush, Hassan, and Chapel Trap House. Those are usually like who I listen to regularly with regards to like just keeping up with the news and such. And actually, I wanted to bring up this here because I actually see here just like in response to like one of her tweets earlier, Vaush saying, because if you don't already know, J.K. Rowling, of course, like known more so because of Harry Potter, but ever since then she's just been just so overtly like against like trans rights. Like her transphobia has just been like on the regular, like especially online, which is insane. I mean, because honestly, like when you're that rich, like why are you posting online? Why are you going out of your way to make yourself look like bad online? Like it's the same thing that hang on, let me get some water. It's sort of the same thing that Elon Musk does, where like he'll, I mean, because he's practically a billionaire, he doesn't really need to go in the spotlight. Like how sometimes you'll see with like Mark Zuckerberg, he'll like just go out of his way to make himself look like that in the public. But then you have Elon Musk, who like again he loves the spotlight and such, but then of course he just comes off as a complete psychopath. Recently, like he had his bit where like he was trying to do like experiments and stuff, or like sorry for the stutter, trying to like I believe it was for like some kind of like brain chip or something like that. But it ended up killing like a bunch of monkeys, which is just like so messed up, especially for since like what exactly he's going for. Like it's not going to be something like revolutionary or anything. It's ultimately just something that's mainly going to help his company, for money, etc. But yeah, I bring that up because again, J.K. Rowling, one of those folks, one of those rich folks who like just doesn't really need to post, but again will just do so, and in doing so just kind of ruins her reputation. Especially since like I believe there was like one tweet where she posted like she wants to cover like World War II, like what would have happened in that context, which I think is hilarious. I hope they do that. I want to see how psychotic that actually turns out to be. I actually do want to see that. I'm not even joking. That would be hilarious to see. Because her approach to that kind of systemic change that's like would really like be beneficial, especially something like Harry Potter. I think Sean did in one of his recent videos. Sean, like if you don't already know, he's a pretty big channel. Mainly covers politics, but like his channel's like with the skull head. He did a really good like deep dive into Harry Potter recently, and kind of how it's ultimately like limited by Rowling's more neoliberal Blairite politics. And he did a really good job explaining it. So definitely recommend checking that out if you haven't seen that. But I bring again, like I said, I bring up Rowling because apparently this was going on Twitter. Vaush of course responding because she was like trying to call him out for some reason, but then like Vaush of course like calling her out for just overtly discussing transphobia, which again like with regards to like trans rights and all that, solidarity with the LGBTQ community. Because this whole like thing, like where like people either get like afraid or like really just super afraid, angry or just outraged at trans, like with regards to trans rights and such. It's literally the same thing that that happened like what like around 2014 when it came to like people who were gay and such. Like it's just ultimately repackaged in a new reactionary approach. Because of course, like conservatives, they really did not want to accept like the with regards to gay rights. But then obviously, of course, what was it like with 2015 with Obama and the Supreme Court with regards to gay marriage? Of course, they then move on, just moving the goalpost. And okay, fine, but then we don't want we don't have to deal with like trans rights and such. But again, trans rights all the way. Trans rights are human rights, and again, solidarity with the LGBTQ community. But yeah, so that's kind of like the more context of this. Vaush actually responding to her, recently saying, "Listen, Joanne, you don't get to play the victim card when you're the advocate of taking away women's rights here. Trans women are raped and killed in men's facilities, and you want to keep them there because of trauma. Quit making your feelings other people's oppression." And yeah, Vaush is absolutely right in regards to this. Rowling has just been like so overtly like disgusting with her transphobia over the past like few years. It's honestly like impressive. If only just like we get to see her just completely unfold and just show just how messed up she is in her head. And I say this as someone who like hasn't really like read the Harry Potter books. Like I've glanced at it a little bit. I specifically remember maybe seeing in my entire life maybe 5 minutes of one of the Harry Potter movies. I think it's the one where like I think the scene that I remember was that Harry was at a train station and then they're like in the train or something like that. I don't know. It's probably one of the more earlier ones. But yeah, so I just think it's pretty hilarious. Like the fact she's just so off the rails as of late. So it is nice that Vaush actually called her out on this. And let me see if I can open up to actually posted recently. Because actually Vaush, he's actually streaming right now. He's doing like a 24-hour charity stream, playing Elden Ring, or like a fundraiser basically for Ukrainian refugees, and again solidarity with refugees, not just in Ukraine, but of course in the world abroad. But yeah, he was doing like he's doing a fundraiser right now. We're playing Elden Ring with Project Hope, and he's raised I think like what it says here like $200,000. Like that's insane. That's so awesome. That's great. Bossing here. While J.K. Rowling frets on Twitter because people don't like her transphobia, we're just 7 hours into our 24-hour Elden Ring fundraiser, and we just hit 200,000 raised. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I actually thought this was funny. I saw this on my feed earlier. Newsweek ended up doing a bit of an article on this. And again, Newsweek isn't exactly like that, but it's just it really isn't that good. I'm guessing this is just for just to get clicks and such, which unfortunately is the kind of state of things when it comes to these kind of article sites, But I digress. And then actually here we go with Vaush calling out again, complaining about how victimized you are when you're a billionaire being mocked for opposing civil rights is the height of crybaby. So yeah, Vaush is very much in the right here. J.K. Rowling has just gone off the rails over the past few years, and it's the one good thing is that we actually get to see it, because it's much better just to know that she's just so off the rails, because then it just makes it much easier to criticize her for just being like overtly bigoted towards with regards to trans rights. But yeah, so I did wanted to mention that because that was one of the stories that I saw on my feed earlier. All right, what else to go? Let me see. Oh yeah, I'll come back to CNN. Let me cover some of the anime that I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. So let's see. Let me go with this volume. Shenmue. Oh yeah, I think Nami has a Shenmue stream tomorrow. I think. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've actually been watching. What is it like? We're like fifth, 5 episodes in now, and overall, I'm pretty much enjoying the anime. It's basically, I mean, it pretty much just follows the game like to a T for the most part, which, depending on how you feel about that, will like kind of determine whether or not you want to watch it at all. Personally, I don't really mind. If anything, it kind of reminds me of the Persona 5 anime from what was it like 1 or 2 years ago now. It's been a while, but I actually enjoyed the anime, the Persona 5 anime. So with this kind of with like this, the Shenmue here, the Shenmue. Where it kind of just follows it as you see it in the games. Personally, I don't mind, and I'm actually like enjoying it, especially since we actually get to see the characters, kind of play out like on screen. Like even like they made like they devoted like 5 seconds to forklifting in the opening, which I think is just amazing. So yeah, basically here is kind of like how you see in the game, where she gets taken hostage, Rio, and the other have to like go save her. They end up fighting initially to kind of take each other out, but eventually, of course, they work together in the end. But of course, his leg ends up kind of getting messed up, which is why Rio has to go alone when he goes to what is it, Hong Kong, if I recall correctly. Um, which I think is just so great because again, Nami's like doing her playthrough of like what she reached the second one right now. She's in Hong Kong. And I think she just like posted about like Shenmue 3. I remember like during E3 it was 2015 I think. At the time I had no idea what Shenmue was. I had no idea what Shenmue was. But I what's that noise? Alright, never mind. What is it saying? Oh yeah, I remember like people were being like really excited for that because they announced back then Shenmue 3 like there was going to be a Kickstarter for that or something like that for like a fundraiser. And I guess they ended up pulling it off because it seemed to be going through. Like now, I think it came out a few years ago, Shenmue 3, and I believe Nami like tweeted like how there's supposedly going to be a Shenmue 4, and I mean, gosh, I ended up reading some articles, and apparently like that's what the creator of the game like is aiming for. Like he wants to go more into this. I believe I saw an article even saying that he wants to make it more mainstream, which I don't know. The game is probably still far off, but like the fact that the anime is airing right now, I think is just pretty interesting. If anything, it's kind of like one of those things where you just keep it fresh in people's minds. You even see that now with why's my voice starting? Gosh, I hate that. With like Arc Knights as well, the Arc Knights. Oh, sorry, Girls Frontline anime. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying the show. It's pretty solid for the most part. Let me see if I can open these comments. Yeah, there's only like one here. This is from Maru. Great episode. That old geezer is annoying. The one who broke the guy's leg. And yeah, I think that's hilarious. The actor definitely does a good job, but it is pretty funny that like this actually happens in the game. Like you end up fighting him. And one of my favorite things when I was watching like her playthrough, like basically like I guess Rio just punches super hard because he just like launches the golem guy, just off the screen multiple times. It was so fucking hilarious. I was laughing nonstop all the time. It was so good. I need some more water. But yeah, overall this is a pretty good episode. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Really looking forward to the next one. I mean, because I guess I'm assuming this is going to be 12 episodes. So if anything, we're about like halfway done, which is fine. I don't necessarily mind that it's only like 12 episodes if that is the case. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, that was Shenmue. Really looking forward to because I believe she'll be streaming it tomorrow. Oh, and yeah, actually, because she did her I guess you can't say Tark Shank, I guess what you would call it stream. It was a lot of fun. It was great seeing like all those different submissions, and I'm just really glad she liked the video, and I'm glad it kind of turned out. David K is like such a nice guy. He's so chill. He is so chill. He's so great. I love him. He's amazing. I'm just really happy the video ended up pretty good for the most part. And she seemed to like it, which I think that's great. That made me really happy. So yeah, I'm glad all that turned out well for the most part. Now we're going to talk a bit about Attack on Titan, as per usual. So I believe at this point, this was the more recent episode that I did a few days ago. Basically, of course, like now we have Annie and everyone. They're going to try to think about how we're gonna, or how they want to, basically try to stop Eren. And I think that's one of the things this anime does really well. Or I guess you could say the manga as well. The manga is pretty much almost done. Basically, like having these characters, which up to this point, a lot of them have been like very antagonistic to each other. Like you have with Reiner, with Annie, and a few others as well with like the military folks from the military general from Marley. Like a lot of them were just like so antagonistic towards this. Oh my gosh! I completely forgot copyright. Oh gosh, I hope that's not too bad. Man, YouTube just sucks with copyright. Let me get some more water. Oh yeah, this was actually a really good scene because we basically get a flashback of everyone's kind of like pretty bad deeds, which however you want to cut it. Again, they're kind of fighting for what they believe in, and ultimately they're just some of them are just basically trying to defend themselves. But I think it's great how what's her name, Yelena, I believe her name is. She basically calls everyone out for the atrocities that a bunch of them have committed over the past few years, and like kind of like saying like, oh, you're just trying to satisfy yourselves as if you're trying to save the world just to get that praise. When in reality, you're all like monsters who have done just atrocious actions in your lives, and this is just basically a way to cope with them and try to excuse and kind of get forgiveness, I guess you could say. Which I think is a pretty good way to approach it. Again, her character is really interesting because she's basically at this point, now that she realizes that Aaron is doing his own thing, which again, that was pretty obvious from the start, but she realizes that now. And so she kind of just accepts that like it's over now. She can't really do anything. She doesn't have power. Aaron has the power here right now, so she kind of just she's perfectly accepted that if she dies, then that's it. And she's not. I guess this kind of works as a reference. She's not afraid to die. She actually is not afraid to die. We actually get that in this episode as well. But I do think it's great how we basically see everyone trying to cope with their actions and trying to deal with the reality of the situation, which at the end of the day, they're stuck with each other. It's either go their separate ways or work together just to stop Aaron from committing what was basically genocide, right? Yeah. Oh, thank you for whoever left a like. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, if you want, there's if there's a cover. God, I cannot even imagine doing a cover. That would be insane. But if there's a topic you want me to cover, feel free to leave it in the chat. Going back to this, like I was mentioning, here we just basically get to see everyone trying to cope with the reality of the situation. The animation in this episode was really good as well. The art is really great. I love it. I thought the art on this episode was pretty solid. But yeah. Let me see if I can... There's one scene in particular that I want to see. Oh, yeah. Because he actually ends up punching him. He ends up punching Reiner out of a fit of rage. Because Reiner just wants to take the blame for it, and he just wants to move on. Because at the end of the day, it's the end of the world, So I think it's just really interesting how everyone is just trying to handle and cope with the situation in different ways. And then one of my favorite scenes, actually, this is one of my favorite. Let me see if I can find it. It's Levi actually wakes up. I don't know if we can find it, but Levi wakes up, and he basically says, "You talk too much. You're all so loud." It's pretty amazing. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, there you go. So damn noisy, yeah. You love to see it. It is great though that Levi is back because he was just basically recovering this entire time. But I do think it's awesome that he's finally back. My guess is we're gonna eventually see him maybe try to catch up to Aaron because Aaron's kind of going with all the tents and such. I'm really curious to see how they handle that, how they end up catching up to him because they're heading the way to Marley now. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hang on. All right, let me see some of the comments that some of the people left here. Again, Anime Take is where I usually go. Definitely recommend it. This site is free. And it's pretty great because, again, the community here is really welcoming. John has a point, though. How the rest of them so calm with their friends and family being killed because of that. I just don't know why Falco was saved to make peace with the Marlins, but then they depend on you and are really extremely sorry. So this kind of really just highlights just how complicated their, attempt at a team-up is. It's just so messed up. Things don't really make sense right now. They're just trying to survive at this point because Aaron is about to just annihilate everyone else. Levi, still favorite character. Again, yeah. Challenging for being a kid. What? That was such a pimp. Unacceptable. She must pay a heavier price for killing Sasha, which, I remember talking about it when the episode actually aired. Man, why is my voice keep... What is that, stuttering or... I don't know what that is. I don't know. I guess you can kind of understand from her perspective, but again, I really did not want Sasha to die. I wish she was still around, but I digress. You kind of just have to move on with that stuff. Otherwise, goes just damn noisy after all the drama. Favorite Levi stuff. It's great. Yeah, that's amazing. That's classic Levi, and I love it. It fits perfectly in the situation. And here, Angie kind of saying the same with this I mentioned. And Yelena is a really good character. Basically trying to fulfill her dream and her fantasy. I guess the one thing you could say is she was very open about it and she was very honest about that, whereas the others maybe are more hesitant to admit it that they've committed a lot of atrocities, and the idea of saving the world is not entirely, but definitely in part their way of trying to cope with their current reality, their current situation, their current selves, as a way to say accept who they are. Maybe if they save the world, people thanking them, and they'll feel better after everything that has happened, everything they've done to each other, frankly. So yeah, I think that's something the anime and the episode in particular did really well. So I just thought that I thought I mentioned it, you know. Hanji's voice actor gave her all. Punch It's Hard. Yeah, that's great. Hanji is great. And her voice actor definitely does a really good job for that. What what is this? No, the manga's already done. Dash should release all the episodes. What? What? What are you doing here? Why are you even here if you're not even gonna watch it? It's a weekly thing. It's always been like this. That's what I don't get. I don't get why like people do that. Like you just come around just to watch, like either just to hate or just to leave like a stingy comment. Like why, why, why? Instead of that preacher meme. Just thought I mentioned it. Cliffhanger. The beans. Oh god, beans. Oh god, not the beans. Japanese site, opening song. Oh yeah, I guess there wasn't really an opening song. That's how you know things are serious. There's no opening. Where's this saying? Not trying to be that guy, but ever since the Rumbling started, we got mostly excessive dialogue. Some of it could be cut down and may not as long, while some is simply unnecessary. And I'm worried how they're going to end the show with the time they have left. The pacing could be better, but whatever. Hope we get something cool. Now, I would say that's like definitely like a fair criticism. There are definitely some. I remember very early on in the season, or I guess the first half of the season, there were people who were like, and I myself had a bit of a criticism of this, is that the action there really wasn't there. It was more so kind of build up. But again, it wasn't until like what episode 5 or 6 that Aaron actually ended up confronting Reiner, and then the whole like attack on Marley took place. I definitely think it could have happened sooner, just because of how limited they have in terms of episodes. Like we want them to cover everything, and we want everything to be kind of like, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with build up. I mean, something like Overlord does build on really well when it kind of just takes its time. Same thing with the Slime Isekai. Both of them do a really good job when it comes to pacing and such, and kind of taking the time before eventually like showing everything. But again, with Attack on Titan kind of focusing now on like war and such, I kind of thought it would have happened sooner. So now here, like, I mean, right now we haven't really seen anything of Eren in the past like what 2-3 episodes now. What's this? Oh, never mind. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Look in Armin and Connie. Oh yeah. This is actually I just noticed. I saw it on YouTube. Apparently, because they mentioned in the thumbnail, but apparently John was imagining or dreaming that he married Mikasa, which is hilarious. Which is just hilarious. Because I don't think she really has the same feelings for him as he does for her. I just thought that was pretty entertaining, and thought I'd mention it. But yeah, of course Reiner with mention to that punch again. Yeah, there you go. I think Reiner has definitely grown on me lately. Where like he really is trying to more acknowledge and admit his mistakes. Not only just that, but he really is just kind of suffering. Even early on in the season, he almost killed himself. He was considering to kill himself because he just couldn't live with the reality of what he did. And I thought that was really well done. Yeah, John beating on Reiner definitely thing. Going to bed soon. Daddy. What about me? That was good. It was so satisfying. It was so satisfying watching Jean punch the hell out of Reiner's face, and that kick that he gave Gabby was also satisfying. I love how she's begging him to help her. Maybe I will forgive her. Also, Levi taking that 1 second and me going. Yeah, that's great. Levi, God. Why am I sounding so bad? Maybe I'm just tired. Levi is back. You love to see it. One of these fun facts. Sasha was supposed to die in Volume 9, but the editor cried and found it sad. So the author kept her alive till Gabby. Oh, okay. Connie was created to fill the top 10 best trains from the beginning. What? Trainees, maybe trainees. Aaron's mom's legs weren't actually crushed, and she only told Aaron that because she wanted Aaron to run and save himself. Wait, what? Is that true? I don't know how I feel about that. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. Damn. Because we gotta move on. Yeah, that's pretty much mostly it for the comments. Again, this was a pretty good episode. Really great episode. It is great that Levi is back. Oh, yeah, and then we get this scene where basically like he's holding her hostage. Because again, that's power. Like, look at his face. He is... Vaush is really like, really dedicated to the cause. Really going all out with the call sign. I swear, they better not give me some sussy ad. Like, what is that? What is that? What are you doing there? Get out of there. Get out of there. Only on the weekends. Man, there's lag. Good Lord. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Sorry about that. Next up, World's End Harem, which, again, I've been enjoying for the most part as of late. The main thing has been focusing on more like the outer factions and such, and everyone trying to get their way. Oh my gosh, why am I stuttering so much? It is also nice to see like this kind of the secondary, I guess, antagonist here. Let me see if I can pull him up. Like, dude, he's mainly been just in the background this entire time. For the rest of this, like, past few, 2-3 episodes, he's basically been in the background this entire time. We've mainly been focusing on, yeah, Rip to her again. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh my gosh, why can't I pull it up? What the heck? Why can't I pull it? Oh my gosh, this is actually starting to piss me off. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Jeez, man, you're gonna make... I mean, if anything, I'm more so worried, with like copyright and such, because you know how Susan is for that. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go with this guy, which, oh god, no, I can't, if I click this, if I click play, I remember this part. It's gonna show one of the most sussy scenes in this current season of anime that we've had. So no, I'm not hitting play. But yeah, this guy has been pretty interesting as an antagonist. I guess at least more so now. He's kind of like accepting his role, been way more of a accepting of his current reality. But man, does this show go on? I'm really curious to see if there's going to be an eventual confrontation between the two because again, oh yeah, this was actually a really cute scene where he basically like comforts her. But like the fact that like they seem to be setting up some kind of conflict, some kind of antagonist, or some kind of confrontation between the two. So I'm really curious how that's going to take place because from the looks of it, you know, the white glass. I'm horrible with names. The white glasses guy just is fine. He's gone to like accept his current reality. Meanwhile, the main MC is kind of still trying to solve things. So I'm really curious to see how this whole confrontation takes place. Here we go with what else we got? Void escape what? Right. People are having problems with number 3. It's just Joy becoming the anime protagonist. He's going for the hentai one. Yeah, like he really is going for the more hentai protagonist. Why are you talking about? What? No, I'm not talking about that. Maru, maybe now number 3 will be humbled. I usually don't engage in controversial topics, but let me say this. Where is the man's morals, ethics, ego for number 3? Firstly, he's just banging girls left and right, and his mental state is worsening. Second, why can't this dude actually think about how he's a pawn in the hands instead of thinking about his control of girls? And he even forced himself on a girl that wasn't comfortable. I mean, I guess that's part of like his whole like development. Like I said, there seems to really be heading towards some kind of confrontation between the two, and so I think that's definitely part of it. The fact that he's becoming more unhinged, more selfish, and that's eventually going to lead to them having that confrontation at some point. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know if this has a manga. If so, I've never read it. I haven't seen it. But that seems to be what it's heading for. Some kind of confrontation between the two. What else? Thirdly, dude got bullied hard. Now he thinks he's a big because he luckily survived. Why didn't he try to improve himself? Well, I hope he's humbled by the terrorists. Oh, that's right. He gets like kidnapped at the end, if I recall correctly. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, okay, yeah, I think that happens. I mean, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But I do think like. Ugh. Oh, some water. What was I saying? Oh no, I think I'm getting tired. Why are you trying to improve himself? Oh yeah. I mean, again, that's like I think that's part of him just being stuck at that school. It's really like affecting his mental state. He's really just going all in for himself, and that's gonna lead to him wanting to stay that way for this entire time. That's what I'm guessing. In. Yo, you got the. Oh, that's right. He did. We did get that scene with the nurse. The nurse is hot as fuck. Totally living my dream. I mean, tempting. Very tempting. Nurse. What is that? Nurse. Fun times with nurse. Very tempting. In the school, I like the woman with the out of the out UW a peacekeeping force. I like the one with the big. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, I just realized his name. Oh my gosh, I just realized his name. Jeez. Well, it could be worse. Number 3, no, they better not. Wait, what? Jeez, the story so unique. The show story is so unique, neither good or bad. That's such a great comment. I love that comment so much. That's so good. But yeah, the episode was pretty solid. Overall, like I said, overall I'm really enjoying the anime. I'm definitely gonna keep watching. What the heck? What just happened? Oh my gosh, close, close. There you go. Let's see, pull it up. There you go. Here we go, episode 8. So this was a really good episode. This was a really good episode. We kind of see here, basically, there's kind of a bit of an uprising, and so that leads to this security guard guy getting attacked and almost, I believe he almost dies. He should still be alive, but that seems to be the main thing. Then we also see with this one girl, if I recall correctly, kind of getting some more backstory to where this is leading up to the climax. And then finally, of course, we have the main bit where like he sets her free, and probably my favorite scene as of late in the season of the show is we actually get to see the I don't know if you would call her angel, but like an angel warrior. Like here we actually see her, which I think is such good. What would you say? Contrast, maybe metaphor, or symbolism. Like they make this dude, this edgy, over the top guy who's like not afraid to kill people, following his own sets of beliefs, and then you have this, this typical, what I guess you would use as good imagery of, imagery of like something of pure, something of comfort, or trust, like this angel being, basically. Get out of here. What is this? Sus la table? Sus la table? What? Ooh. I don't know, man. I'm still learning to cook stuff. It's fun though. It's fun. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But basically, this kind of like angel-like warrior or priestess is now basically serving as the antagonist of this season for this show. So I think that's such a great role reversal. I think that's something the anime did really well. Or this typically like imagery of this, this girl with white hair, with wings, almost like an angel. She's ultimately going to be an antagonist, an obstacle for the main guy. So I think that's awesome. I think that's really great. I want to see the one shot. Yeah, there you go. See? And then we got him. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I really like this episode because again it sets up that climax, and we kind of got to see it in the poster as well. But I'm just glad it's finally here. When it comes to the anime itself, So yeah, there you go. Let me see if I can check the comments as well. Yeah, see, we see her there as well. The trailer face looks like a monkey's. What? This is gonna be good. Definitely, it's definitely gonna be good. I need help. Did really Aichender Sensei got 1,000 times more cuter than season 1? No comment. New waifu, let's go. Yeah. Very epic, about to get intense. Why have none of these idiots, by that I mean Kaori and Hajime's teacher, tried to find the traitor who tried to kill Hajime? Am I missing something? I guess that's a fair point. We're probably going to get that at some point too. Let me say this. It's obvious that they let the princess get away because they knew she would have to go outside the castle for help since a nun kidnapped their teacher and her father was acting really with the church. I'm guessing they planned for her to drag Hajime into this. I would guess that. If I had to assume, I would guess that too, because I remember earlier in the early episodes, we actually got to see, what was it, like this Red Devil guy try to confront him, and there was someone else like behind him or like along his lines that they were working together with. So I'm guessing maybe she's kind of doing the same thing. She's trying to get him involved. And you know what? We're going to see. Finished the fast, need more. Looking for a big fight to happen. They got blinded by skybirds. My guy gonna save some gods or make him part of his harem. Oh man. You love to see it. Yeah, I love this face, man. He's great. I really like this anime. I'm a sucker for these kind of, not even just isekai or these kind of fantasy shows, but like kind of this kind of character where he's just like, he's going all out. We get a little bit of that in Slime isekai and also in Overlord. So I don't know. I really like that. It's just fun. It's silly fun. But yeah, it was a great episode. definitely recommend that show again. Those are all the anime I'm going to talk about for the most part. Oh yeah. With the video that I made for the Shark Tank stream. With Review Starlight again, it's practically my favorite anime. The movie is definitely my favorite. I think movie now ever since. Although I did see the new Batman movie, it was great. It was really good. I really like the new Batman movie. But I think right now the Review Starlight movie is hands down my favorite. I mean, I would love her to do like a watch along, but if she doesn't, that's again. I mainly did this for fun. I'm just glad she really liked the video. Um, and again, David Cage is just such a nice guy. He's just so cool. Like he's awesome. He's so cool. I did talk about Vaush here. What else we got? What is this? 9 classic. 9 classic games are coming to PS4 and PS5. My Hero Academia. Oh yeah, I actually saw clips from the movie. What was this from CNN? Kid trapped in rubble after hospital bomb. Damn, that sucks. That's just awful. Harpoon destroyed the rubble and brought Russia to the brink of default. Wow. Ukraine's first lady steps up as powerful. I don't know. We'll see. South Korea elects opposition conservative to be next. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really kept up with South Korean politics, but Amazon stock is about to get much cheaper. Election in India's most populous states pits COVID's anger against Hindu nationalism. You. Black Panther director speaks out after being mistakenly detained by police. I mean, what else to say? ACAB. That's all that needs to be said. Shackleton. What is Shackleton? Shackleton's endurance jet found in Antarctica after 107 years. Wow, that's pretty cool. Chinese reporter gets rare access. Is this Kamala Harris's moment? I don't know. Ukraine invasion puts Israel in a tricky spot. Man, Israel's just, oh gosh. I mean, things are all like messed up with like how they treat the Palestinians. It's awful, really, really bad. First sign of oil relief comes from the UAE. I think I'll leave it at that for now. I did again. J.K. Rowling called. Yeah. I mean, she is a J.K. Rowling. Whatever you want to say, like if you enjoy Harry Potter, again, good for you. Congrats, I wish you the best. If you like Harry Potter, that's great. I'm happy for you. But in terms of her like rhetoric, J.K. Rowling, at least certainly in most recent years, she is just flat out transphobic. She is just a turf, plain and simple. She is just a turf. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Let me see what else we have here. Let me close that. Wait. Alright. I think that'll be it for now. Is there anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I might gonna head to bed soon. I'll leave it at that. But for anyone who happened to tune in, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am gonna probably head to bed soon. Getting kind of tired. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention Apex Legends, the mobile version, is gonna finally come out. Looking forward to that. All right, I think I'll leave it at that. There's some stuff on Russia and Ukraine stuff, but I mentioned that a little bit earlier as well, so it's fine. For anyone who happened to tune in, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care, and stay safe. Peace. Good night.